What's up guys, Kevin Cage here. Happy Friday. Got an exciting video for you today. So I want to focus initially on this new distributed trading platform. I know it is very mysterious that Ripple's working on, and of course this centers around XRP. And then towards the second half of the video, I want to review the line of credit initiative that Ripple's doing, why this is good for XRP, and then we'll give a little speculation regarding that. But I also want to dot connect the things that we know in the past, because I wholeheartedly do believe that they apply today, specifically referencing Algorithm. We can talk about the Logos Network acquisition by Spring, or now today Ripple X, which is going to be focused on right here, XRP derivatives as well. We have lending, futures, which is essentially a type of derivative product like swaps, forwards, etc. And I wholeheartedly believe this is all connected. You have to understand, I mean, a $10 billion valued company, they're not just guessing and, going direct. They have roadmaps and they are following them step by step. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is actually really interesting. If you guys follow Mickey B. Fresh, highly recommend doing so. Mr. Fresh Time made an awesome thread here, and I just want to go through it, give my take on what I'm seeing, because a lot of people are speculating, but we have to just take it back, and when in doubt, zoom out. And one of my buddies I go back and forth here on Twitter, his name is Mark, he said this in a DM, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. So before we talk about this next gen distributed trading platform, listen up. So he said, most are wrapped up in when moon thinking when they need the focus on the world economic events that are designed to devalue everything of value. That way the powers that shouldn't be, haha, can buy it up for pennies on the dollar. And essentially people love the quote, blood in the streets, buy when it's red. But when it actually comes down to it, they freak out and they bail and they lose all confidence in their investment. And that's just human psychology, guys. It works every single time. And he goes on to say, when it really dawns on people that there may not be any stimulus money until early 2021, they're going to freak out. Airlines just announced that they're going forward with mass layoffs. So remember, when I'm looking at XRP, I'm not just looking at the XRP chart. I'm not looking at just their fundamentals. This is an asset class that is designed to swallow all other asset classes, so it only makes sense that we pay attention to the other asset classes. So I'm looking at the equities market, I'm looking at real estate, I'm looking at the geopolitical events, I'm looking at monetary policy across the globe, and we have to keep this in mind. All right, and before I rant and talk about all of this, because this is great information, I tweeted this last night, and I just want to emphasize this. I'm well aware that I have confirmation bias, just like many other people in this community, because we hold and study digital assets a lot, but I cannot ignore all the things we're witnessing over the past few years. Where there's risk, uncertainty, fear in this market, there is massive opportunity for those that are correct. And I cannot, ignore the digitization, the interoperability initiatives, the push on real-time payments, specifically international payments. Then they can work on making domestic payments more efficient. I just cannot ignore that. And based off of all the value adds that DLT has when it is actually working with other complementary technologies, I can't turn my back to that. So just be aware, even when I have confirmation bias and every time I go, is this too good to be true? I just go back to the fundamentals and say it is happening. All right, non-financial advice. And then this guy, Jen Brand X said this, and I really like this. Can't disagree. Based on the mountain of publicly available information for us all, which illustrates deliberate schemes, deliberate initiatives to realize a number of objectives by a wide spectrum of impressive participants, only the willfully blind refuse to acknowledge the likely outcome. And keep in mind, this is coming from presidents of central banks. This is coming from the World Economic Forum, the BIS, the IMF, regulators. So it's not just us lunatics on YouTube. Okay, and to give some background, so a lot of us know this, but back in the day, Ripple's Spring, now today they're called Ripple X, acquired this payment platform called Logos Network to pursue DeFi, decentralized finance. Now, Logos Network, if you're paying attention, I believe, founder, CEO, his name was also on the white paper of the Pay ID initiative with David Schwartz and a few other people. So basically centered around Spring, Ripple, Logos Network, and DeFi, derivatives, all of this is obviously key. I'm sure many of you are familiar with DeFi as well, but just wanted to give background here. So this acquisition is significant, building on the XRP ledger specifically. And then we also have, so Ethan Beard, now we know he left Spring and he's working on something else now, but said that Logos employees will be helping Ripple develop XRP derivatives, loans, futures, and forwards. So obviously this was a while back, but still in the early stage, just like investing into Securitize and Dharma. Not sure about the involvement of Dharma, to be honest, but I'm excited for things that Securitize is working on. So stay focused on this. Obviously, focus is twofold. Innovative blockchain projects, and obviously, building the best crypto infrastructure to grow the XRP ecosystem. That is the push, that is the focus. All right, and then right here with Algrim. So back in the day, we also know that Ripple essentially went to acquire this Icelandic crypto trading firm Algrim, and remember that we also have offices in Iceland as well. It's all part of the plan. So right here, just talking about the DeFi ecosystem built on XRP, and then if we just want to control F, we'll kind of speed through this. Talk about the Algrim's engineering talent. So they have some full-time engineers working on this as well. We can see right here, integrating over 30 markets right there. We have over a decade of work experience building these trading platforms. So there's a good chance that, this is highly involved with all of Ripple's distributed trading platforms, all of the new hiring sprees. What we saw, 27 plus open positions for Ripple continuing to hire, and they have 500 employees at least to this day. All right, we're big believers in XRP and the XRP ledger and eager to help build the future payments at Ripple. Now, I'm going to show you some exciting things and some exciting points that Ripple has made recently regarding XRP as well, but let's speed through this. So, Mr. Fresh Time, deep dive in this next-gen trading platform. Ripple's job postings have mentioned. There's been, and this is not just us speculating. I mean, Ripple's job postings are mentioning this directly, and I'm sure you guys see it. XRP Crypto Wolf is sharing, the job postings daily. There's been numerous articles written about it with plenty of speculation from us, members and YouTubers. This thread, or this tweet thread, will dive into the past to provide facts of origin. So, kick things off. Right in Iceland, senior software engineer building liquidity. Notice, connecting banks, providers, corporates, digital asset exchanges via RippleNet. All right, we already know this. Next, our next generation trading platform, and this is kind of when we started seeing this term, providing market access to Ripple products and liquidity services. We know XRP is their main focus, their flagship product, on-demand liquidity. Building an enterprise-grade distributed trading platform, liquidity sourcing, aggregation, implementation, new solutions. And remember, RippleNet, they hinted at getting into lending early on. Even Miguel Valles back in the day said this years ago, and now we are actually getting into lending, whether it's, with RippleNet Home or this new line of credit that's offered. So essentially, users will be able to basically think of it's equivalent to us using a credit card to source liquidity on demand. But this is institutional facing for RippleNet members. This can be very powerful for the guys that don't have huge amounts of liquidity available. So it's going to be helping these smaller SMEs, and this will be big, like blow the roof off. I don't know what other competitors are doing it. And guess what? It is a line of credit for XRP, for on-demand liquidity. Okay. Next, Ripple job offers hint that the company may start building this distributed trading platform, publish 2 vacancies, improving RippleNet's platform, and expand as a trading platform. Very, very interesting. Remember, obviously with Kraken, one of the first banks to get a US banking charter license in the United States, well, Ripple was one of their early investors in Kraken as well. Surprised? Nope, I'm not. Ripple seeks building a trading platform, distributed trading platform, enterprise-grade distributed trading platform, blah, blah, blah. We'll keep going. Just want to speed through this, all right, so we can see all of this. So this is what Mr. Fresh Time's view is, though. He says that numerous crypto media articles are inaccurately portraying the development of this next-gen trading platform, saying that they may start building it based off this job posting. And he thinks this is misleading, misleading readers to think that this is brand new development, but it's not in his opinion. This is why we need to acknowledge, the past and look back at this. So right here, multiple protocols that underpin the XRP ledger itself created a built-in native FX, again, foreign exchange currency exchange that we're well aware of in this real-time gross settlement system that are part of the XRP ledger by nature. So I know you guys here, YouTubers were excited about XRP, but it's the technology that underpins it that's exciting. Like extremely. It's much beyond that. The ledger actually has an inherent native DEX as well, a decentralized exchange. All right, so as a surprise, Ripple building distributed trading platform, and the new GM of RippleX, Monica Long, wrote about it back in 2014. Right here, Ripple's distributed exchange, Monica Long, 2014. So this, obviously this is part of the XRPL, exchange traded financial markets, arms race between all of this, high frequency strategies, etc. We'll keep going. Ripple's distributed exchange, opposed to centralized, no central location near you, would co-locate for a speed advantage. Can kind of speed through this. I'll try to stick to reading, the most important things. Essentially, you get the gist. 2014. There's different trade-offs, of course, utility versus fairness, Ripple's unique innovative exchange structure, access to the global FX market in a fair way without punitive fees, so like damaging or inflicting damage to their spreads with that trade-off. We think it's exciting and intellectually an interesting idea. Now, Ripple is an open payment network. Ripple is a distributed currency exchange. Ripple's Forex feature makes cross-currency payments easy. Ripple, and it was back in the day, it was called, XRP was actually called Ripples. So notice, called Ripples, XRP, RP for Ripples, and the X because it shows that it doesn't belong to a single sovereign nation. So just like USD doesn't have an X in front of it, but, gold does, XAU. Same thing with silver, XAG. All right, next. Back when that insight was written, Ripple was expecting for institutional MMs, market makers, and banks that would be the liquidity providers for enterprises and retail traders to transact directly on the XRP Ledger decentralized exchange. It was not feasible because of gateway, security, trust issues, public viewing, etc. And, I'm not super familiar with this, but just, take this with a grain of salt, but nonetheless, it is very interesting. All right, Ripple dropping. The FinCEN, if you guys remember that fine back in 2015, they went on to build RippleNet. They did not abandon the original vision like some think. It was just put on hold. So that's interesting and really interesting speculation from Mickey's part. So they worked on it, they put it on hold, and now in 2019, as we talked about, they acquired Algrim out of Iceland, engineering team from Iceland, and also the location in their job posting. So they're focusing on that, no surprise. And this was in 2019, of course. Crypto trading firm, and mentioning Logos, remember, also involved with PayID, and there's a variety of layers. Okay, speed through this. 30 markets, already went through this, on-demand liquidity. Notice, ongoing development of Ripple's ODL, which utilizes XRP. It doesn't use any other asset. Right, full-time engineers working on this exclusively. Big believers in XRP, opening, the Iceland office also, that's what I mentioned. All right, liquidity, already showed that. Now we'll keep going. Now, Algrim was a pre-existing crypto trading platform in 30 countries when Ripple acquired them, and a team of engineers back in 2019. Algrim has decades of experience, foreign exchange crypto trading platforms, and development by Algrim for 12 plus months already. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this, connecting the Internet of Value, exchange networks, connecting your exchange to other exchanges. I mean, IOV, ILP, any type of interoperability protocols. And now on openpayments.dev, we can see inter-wallet payments protocol. Just a big focus. Obviously, you guys are familiar with the symbol. Implemented by digital wallets to facilitate interoperability. So we can see it's focused on connecting protocols. Obviously, no surprise. Open level playing field. Same narrative we're used to hearing. Now, Open Payments builds on ILP. Surprise, surprise. Focused purely on assisting the two interledger-enabled systems to discover necessary service endpoints. A payment for a variety of use cases and just, overall automation and execution. Right here, RippleX, formerly Spring, just focusing on the XRP ledger and building. Focused on build trust, utility, and liquidity in the XRP ledger for the digital asset XRP. All right, so we're going to pay close attention now to Monica Long. Remember, her and Michelle Bond were already saying in video clips in the past that Ripple's actively engaging and working with 40 to 50 central banks and governments. Big stuff on the, on the verge. I'm not going anywhere until I actually see true FUD. And again, then I would even question if that was just a tactic for them to keep price lower longer to scare people out. All right, across payments, identity. Remember, I know King Solomon's had some great finds on identity with 2 I's. We can talk about global ID with Greg Kidd, who was one of the first employees of Ripple, and also as a background, what was it, like the Federal Reserve Board, foreign exchange, digital media, exciting stuff. All right, and then remember this new visualization. Look at this. I'll just pause it over here. Boom. Here's the foundation. We have all the applications up here, gaming, media, payments, on this whole RippleX Spring initiative. The focus, guys, you have to understand this. They go, oh, how sad. Nobody mentioned XRP. What are you talking about? XRP is at the very bottom. It's the foundation. XRP ledger settlement mechanism. Then there's interledger for messaging, PayID for addressing. We have these toolkits, ILP toolkits, RippleX. We have wallets and development kits or developer kits, all right in front of us. And who knows what other applications are going to be built on top of gaming, media, payments. And remember, there's going to be streaming of payments, web monetization for media. It's never, never ending. Even X songs, art, you name it, guys. We are in early days, but just showing that they're actually building this. I can't name a single other organization or group of initiatives that are doing what they're doing for the XRP ledger. So call it biased, but I've, several years of research, and to me, this is just extremely, extremely evident. All right, now let's talk a little bit about this line of credit stuff. So essentially, Ripple finally did a big move and they launched Line of Credit, a new beta service currently on RippleNet, so only for RippleNet customers, institutional users, not us everyday retail folk. So that allows customers to use on-demand liquidity, ODL, to source capital on demand to initiate cross-border payments at scale using the digital asset XRP. I'm sure there's going to be people that somehow construe this as FUD, but this is very, very exciting for me. The more use cases, the more options that are there for RippleNet users and other users to utilize XRP, the better. When the time comes and when regulation comes, and obviously you understand the benefit when liquidity is developed for this asset. Remember, obviously the burn rate is so far minuscule, I don't think that will drive price whatsoever, but I want a highly liquid asset because time and time again, high liquidity is also a sure sign of obviously massive demand. And I think you guys know what greater demand means and lower supply over time. All right. Let me see. I feel like you guys have already seen all this. If you want to just read the article yourself, I want to go through and quote a few things that Ashish Birla of Ripple have said, and then also some takes by Galgatron. I found this very interesting. All right. So basically, I just wanted to highlight a few things in the article. With this line of credit, simplifying access, okay? They can, on RippleNet, those using ODL can purchase XRP from Ripple on credit. Very interesting. So again, buying XRP, that's demand. No hidden fees, receive approvals faster than through traditional means of getting credit. It's all automated. I love it. These clients in this permission network are trusted, makes sense. And they can take advantage of this one simple XRP-based arrangement everywhere that ODL is available. Now, understand this. When you're buying XRP for, ODL, you are actually also saving on spreads massively. Notice, regardless of sending destination or fiat or destination or fiat currency, it costs a lot less than most other available credit options for these SMEs, for these RippleNet customers that want to do this. And I'd assume it might start out slow, but this is really, really exciting. And as I always say, this opens up opportunities to use the capital freed from the pre-funded these Nostro accounts and further invest in their business. Remember, working capital. Get that capital working for you. No more letting it sit dormant like a volcano. Always getting hit with inflation daily, capital costs and interest, whatever, to enter new markets and reach new customers. Man, I know for a fact, and you guys can blow it off, but I wholeheartedly believe that negative interest rates are coming sooner than later. All right. And then next, let me see here if I want to share this. XRP, notice they said this directly in this article. XRP, the universal asset for exchange of value worldwide. There's going to be plenty of assets. There's going to be plenty of cryptos that do well. But remember, Ripple's goal for the exchange of value, the IOV, Internet of Value, not the Internet of Small Value. All right. And then let me see. I thought there was something else I posted under here. Yep. And so this was just the, I guess I can just write it or read it right here. So right here, note, line of credit is only for use by eligible institutional RippleNet customers, not consumers, general public, us. Availability will still vary by jurisdiction and is subject to change. The line of credit is treated as a form of payment to finance a purchase of XRP. It is not a lease or loan of XRP for tax purposes. Interesting. All right, now I want to read some things by Ashish Birla. So right here, customers have told us time and time again, access to capital is the biggest barrier to growth. So, okay, so their customers are actually telling them this, there's demand. So what do? They went out and solved this problem and incorporated XRP. Scaling quickly is a must. If you're an incumbent with a large balance sheet, that's easy. Unfortunately for startups, small, medium enterprises, e-commerce companies, they lack the resources to do the same. I love this. This is trying to level the playing field, help the little guys get that edge compared to all these tier 1 corporates and banks. It is obviously just, not fair. It's a bullying system. So now customers using ODL can use a line of credit, which provide upfront access to capital through a single line of credit arrangement. All right, I already talked about this. Bottom line, it's cheap, effective, faster than traditional options to get credit availability, and it is scalable. Using XRP with flexible repayment that works everywhere, ODL is available. Awesome. So now this will even push for ODL to be available in new markets as well. Once it gets going, of course. All right, allows you to scale, accelerate your business performance. Pilot customers are already seeing the results. Proof of, POC right there, proof of concept. RippleNet's evolving from bi-directional messaging, settlement, liquidity management to lending. We've been saying this for quite some time, and a lot of people didn't think that Ripple would ever get into lending. But, even from swell last year with RippleNet, I think it's pretty evident. And lastly, we're providing customers with financial solutions that were once only available through legacy systems, now without the cost and overhead for these smaller players. This is the first of many more to come, Internet of Value onwards. So remember, as I say, but for any newcomers, yes, we want XRP to moon tomorrow, but you have to understand, before cars were successful and widely adopted, what happened? They had to build roads. They had to get the energy supplier, had gas stations available. They had to have the infrastructure and highways and mapping. They had to have auto parts stores. There's going to be so many businesses that explode out of this, and speculating is fun, and at the end of the day, that's really all we can do in this asset class. Gather the fundamentals, get as much information as you have, so it's not gambling, it's more so investing because you are utilizing knowledge. All right, and then finish up right here. Wanted to go over this. So Anders L sharing this, X_Anderson, follow on Twitter. Let's hope Swell brings something special this year. We can see how XRP is being put more and more in the center. So listen up. So right here, Ashish Barela is saying this, XRP is key behind what only RippleNet can offer. Remember, time and time again, I mean, besides the FUDsters and the, self-proclaimed geniuses that only own Bitcoin and say XRP is garbage, I mean, Ripple's always been very direct. To me, for a private company that owes nobody anything, I feel like they speak pretty well. And XRP is the key behind what only RippleNet can offer. It's their secret sauce. They say time and time again, XRP and ILP, secret sauce. All right, and then right here, RippleNet's competitive advantage will come to life at Ripple Swell Global. So we will see what comes up, this year, obviously, coming up next week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to share this video around. Appreciate all the likes, and I will see you in the next one.